this is NJ, host on this channel. Finally, the time has come when we are going to have our monthly predictions for the most romantic month of the year. So you got me right. In this video, we will try to understand the monthly predictions for all the 12 ascendants for the month of February 2021. So guys, before I will start telling you the customized results for all of you people, it's very important for you to understand the basis of all these predictions. Like I mean to say, first we will try to understand the planetary transits, placements, which is going to remain for this whole month of February. So we will first start with the king amongst all the planets, which is the sun. So guys, in this month, sun is going to remain from 14th of January till 11th of February in the sign of Capricorn, where it is going to be a part of the mass, it's like almost 6 planets which are going to get conjunct in this month, like on 8th and 9th February. Almost 6 planets are going to get conjunct in the sign of Capricorn. Now guys, the most important part is that which you have to understand, that this conjunction of almost 6 planets is going to happen, and majority of the planets are going to be in the nakshatra of Shravan. So I mean to say, if your lifestyle entails doing yoga, doing meditation, heightened religious or spiritual austerities, so I can assure you that whichsoever house as per your ascendant this conjunction is going to happen, you will definitely see the insights, solutions, remedies, divine prophetic guidance coming your way. So during this month, taking spiritual austerities or giving heightened attention to your spiritual austerities can actually pave path to the guidance which you are seeking for long. So guys, if you have to understand, in this month of February, sun is going to remain in the first half in the sign of Capricorn, and in the second half it is going to remain in the sign of Aquarius. So like the way I always say this thing, that although both of these signs are the sign of sun's enemy Saturn, but when we talk about specifically the Capricorn part of sun's transit in this month, so that is going to remain very good placement in order to gain authority and right use of authority. You can also look at it from that perspective. And once sun is going to enter in the sign of Aquarius, whichever house sun enters in its monthly transit, it brightens the prospect of that house. So I mean to say, you might feel and you might be driven towards all the philanthropic, all the altruistic causes during the time when sun will be transiting in the Aquarius sign. And I mean to say, if your dashas are also promising that thing, so some influential contact from your network might come your way. So even that, from that perspective, this transit of sun can be seen as very promising. Moving ahead guys, if you have to understand the contribution of Mercury in this month. So now what is going to happen is that from 25th of January till 3rd of Feb, Mercury is going to be transiting in the sign of his best friend, which is Saturn sign Aquarius, which can be seen as a very good placement, like right use of your intellect in order to further your ambitions, aspirations. And from 4th of Feb till 10th of March, like for the remainder of this month, Mercury is going to be transiting in the sign of Capricorn. So I mean to say guys, during the first half, like till 20th of Feb, Mercury is also going to remain retrograde. But you have to understand that if planet is disposited in its favorable zodiac sign, and if at the same time along with it is also retrograde, so it blesses and imparts the reflective and contemplative qualities. So I mean to say, emphasizing on your career goals can actually bring good results. You can also understand from the contribution of Mercury in this month in your life. We will move ahead guys. If you have to understand the transit of Venus, so now what is going to happen is that Venus in this first half of this month, like till 20th of Feb, Venus is going to be transiting in the sign of Capricorn. So like the way I've already explained this thing, that see, this whole congregation or the conjunction of planets in the sign of Capricorn can be seen as a very good sign. Like I mean to say, Saturn is imparting hardworking and discipline towards your career related goals. Jupiter is also succumbing to the unrelenting streak of Saturn, making you work hard. The only way you can get that ray of hope or you could be optimistic towards your career related aspirations is by only doing hard work, tiptoeing the authority or your boss's terms. And at the same time, the contribution of Venus and Mercury can be seen as in a way that, just because if you will leave Saturn and Jupiter alone in a sign, that could dry out the signification. But just because with the contribution of a jovial planet like Mercury, a frivolous planet like Mercury, and a charming planet like Venus, it could also make follow and fulfill your duties with little bit of the comforts, little bit of the support of your surrounding environment, and deriving satisfaction out of that. You can also see it as a very blessed contribution of Venus in this month of February. And I mean to say, guys, once from 21st of Feb, Venus is going to transit to the sign of Aquarius. As per your ascendant, that could be seen as a very benevolent and a very good sign in order to gain some opportunity and derive comforts from your social interactions. You can also look at it from that ways. Moving ahead, guys, if you have to understand the most important transit which is going to happen in this month is that the transit of Mars. Like we all know that till 21st of Feb, Mars is going to remain strengthened in its own sign of Aries. Now, I always say this thing that even more than Mars's own sign, like Aries just brings out the headstrongness, impulsiveness of Mars. Scorpio manifests very resentment or holding up energies, qualities of Mars. Like I've seen Mars manifesting better results in the sign of Sun like Leo, or in the sign of Jupiter like, for example, the Sagittarius sign. So I mean to say Mars was and is very hot-headed till 21st of Feb. But the moment it is going to transit to the sign of Taurus, so the only red flag in that placement of Mars in the Taurus sign could be decoded in a way that it is going to get conjunct with the shadow planet Rahu. Now, let's say, for example, if in your chart the planetary alignments and the ongoing dashas are indicating you or pushing you towards some biased agendas, biased activities, or some vulnerable situations being manipulated in your surrounding environment. So I mean to say, the transit of Mars in the Taurus sign is actually going to give more thrust, more energy to Rahu. So I mean to say, you have to actually understand this transit of Mars wheresoever it is going to happen from your ascendant, that you should not heed or give more strength to Rahu's nefarious intentions. And if it in your chart you are on the vulnerable side of this functioning of Rahu, then you should or need to do all kind of religious austerities or remedies in order to pacify the malefic side of Rahu. That is something which I want to tell you over here. And guys, if you have to understand the transit of Jupiter, we all know that Jupiter is right now and in this whole month will be transiting in the sign of Capricorn, and within Capricorn it is going to stick to the nakshatra of Shravan, which can be seen as a very good sign for all the contemplative, meditative practices and listening, paying heed to your bosses, advisors, counselors. You can also look at it from that ways. And last, guys, if you have to understand the contribution of Saturn in this month. So guys, Saturn in this whole month is going to remain in the Shravan nakshatra only, and from 1st till 10th of Feb, because right now Saturn is combust, so it is also going to remain combust as well. Now there is a little bit of bone of contention or debate over there, because many people feel and they have experience that once Saturn gets combust, it loses out its malefic qualities to cause delays or harm or creating obstructions in someone's life, if Saturn is not a very good planet as per your astrological ascendant and its natal placement. So I mean to say, once and after the 10th of Feb, Saturn is actually going to gain strength, and whatsoever way its energies are working, functioning in your life, it is again going to gain the pace. You can also look at it from that ways. But trust me guys, this transit of Saturn is a very blessed or a very fortunate time for all of us if you are actually putting lot of hard work and efforts towards your aspirations, towards your career goals. I can assure you that Saturn is a planet of justice. It could delay, but it never denies. And moving ahead, guys, if you have to understand from Rahu's perspective, Rahu is definitely going to be transiting in the same zodiac sign of Taurus, and within Taurus it's going to stick to the Rohini nakshatra. The only thing is that, guys, once Mars is going to enter the Taurus sign, a nakshatra of Moon, which is all about beauty, elegance, so just try to give attention to your peace of mind, protecting yourself from any form of negativity, any form of repulsive thoughts, self-afflicting thoughts. That's one thing which I want to tell you. Any form of perversiveness needs to be avoided, because Mars is actually going to give strength to Rahu. That's something which I want to tell you over here. And once, if you have to understand the transit of Ketu, yes, Ketu is going to be transiting in the Scorpio sign in the Jyeshtha nakshatra for this whole month, which is all about Ketu is actually working towards bringing all those form of transformation in your life which could strengthen your position or place in the societies. So okay, guys, that's something which I wanted to tell you from the perspective of the contribution of the planets this whole month of February. Now we will try to understand the indicative probable results for all the 12 ascendants. So okay, guys, if you have to understand for the Aries ascendant people, so guys, the good part in your case is that, like the way I was telling it to you, this month specifically from 8th and the 9th of February, when this whole 6th planetary conjunction is going to happen in your 10th house, I can assure you that if in your case you're doing all form of religious austerities, spiritual austerities, so some form of opportunity, some form of good advisorship which could change the course of your life, specifically from your career perspective. So this month can be seen as very blessed for all the Aries ascendant people. Like I mean to say, you're definitely in a very progressive phase of your life, and the planetary alignments which is getting or which is forming in this month, it is actually going to take you further ahead towards the fulfillment of your career goals. So from that perspective, this month's energy can be seen as very blessed for you. So let's say, for example, all those people who are currently jobless, they might get a job opportunity this month. For someone who is trying to establish his own business, or someone who is awaiting some kind of promotion, some kind of financial benefits. So I mean to say, anything on the account of your career, your job can actually bloom this month. So from that perspective, this month is actually creating very good energy for you. Now the second thing is that, see, once Mars is going to enter your second house, 22nd of Feb. So once Mars is going to enter your second house, you have to keep control on your speech, because the kind of words you're going to use, that can actually become a bit harsh, and you might end up hurting the person you are talking to. So I mean to say, when we talk about the second house tells about your values, second house tells about your family, second house tells about your, most importantly, your speech and your eating habits. So I mean to say, that is the only area where you need to give attention. Apart from that, even once Mercury and Venus are going to move to your 11th house, then also it could be seen as a very good time, that whatsoever you have actually paved path or you have sown seeds on your career front in this whole month, from the second half of the month, you can actually start feeling getting this feeling that you are actually getting the results as well. So the good part about for all of you guys is that in the first half of month, the planetary concentration is going to remain in your 10th house, and in the second half of the month, it is going to get drifted and shifted towards your 11th house. So I mean to say, if 10th house is about your karma, about your efforts, your career aspirations, 11th house is the fruits, is the result of that. It is the house of the wish fulfillment. So I mean to say, this month is actually a very it is going to put you in the pedestal. It is actually going to put the spotlight on you, that you will seriously feel that your efforts are actually start giving you good results, and it's a good month for hearing all those job related calls, talking to your management, your bosses about any raise, about some new roles, about some new responsibilities. So from all that perspective, this month is actually creating very good energy. And along with that, guys, I'm not seeing even for the students, this month is also very good. I'm not seeing any vulnerability of health. 6th house is not at all coming into any form of affliction. So I mean to say, this month is actually creating some good energy for all the Aries ascendant natives. Moving ahead, ahead guys, if you have to understand for the Taurus ascendant natives. So guys, for the Taurus ascendant natives, now what is going to happen is that, as you know, that your ninth house is right now very much empowered. Like the way I was telling it to you, that for the Aries ascendant natives, any form of astrological remedies, spiritual austerities can actually bring some transformation, some good result, manifest some good result at their career front, their public image. But when we talk about the Taurus ascendant natives, in your case guys, you are very fortunate and lucky that your ninth house is right now in this whole month is very empowered. And trust me on this, we get attracted towards wealth. We want to empower our house of fame, we want to empower our career house. But trust me, one thing which we all need strengthen in our life is our ninth house, our luck, our fortune, which always nourishes us, which always protects us, and which always keeps us optimistic. So I mean to say, this month is actually creating very good energy for you people. You will actually feel that luck is actually going to support you, help you in all of your endeavors. If you are actually aspiring for something, this month is the right time for you to sow seeds for all of that. And let's say, for example, if in your case the significations of ninth house are actually qualifying, I mean to say, any concerns of higher studies, PhDs, travel, business, religious austerities, immigration concerns, so all these people with these concerns can get benefited this month. That is something which I can tell you. And like the way you know, from the second half of the month, once the planetary this congregation or the concentration is going to shift, specifically Mercury, Venus, once they will start shifting to your 10th house, so that can be seen as very good time when you will get a chance to hobnob, socialize, and mellow down your work related relationship. So from that perspective as well, this month is also creating very good energy for you. So like for example, some office related, if your city, if your country is not completely under the pandemic restrictions or lockdown, you're not only working from home, but you're also reporting to work. Your nature of job allows you, gives you this access to actually travel to work. So I mean to say, some camaraderie, some socialization can actually work out this month. So you have to remain very positive towards that. You will get a chance to make good interpersonal relationship with people of authority, with your bosses. And at the same time guys, the only thing which you need to give attention to is that the good part for the Taurus ascendant native is that the Mars is, which was very much empowered in your 12th house, giving you a little bit of the fear or vulnerability on the account of enemies, competition, threatful situations. So I mean to say, once Mars is going to enter your first house, your ascendant, so you have to remain a bit cautious that you should not come across very overbearing, very overwhelming to the person you are dealing with. So your personality is definitely going to remain and get very empowered once Mars is going to transit to your first house. And with the combination of Mars and Rahu, this time could be seen as very promising, very fortunate for any of the fame or popularity related concerns. If you are working on some research or your field is in the domain of technology, engineering, IT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, so I mean to say you could also get benefited because of the transit of Mars to your first house. The only thing which you have to remain watchful of is that you should not come across very overbearing to the person you will be dealing with. Moving ahead guys, if you have to understand for the Gemini ascendant natives, like the way you know that right now the planetary concentration is happening in your 8th house. Now when we talk about the 8th house, see, definitely 8th house is the house of scandal, 8th house is the house of mystery, but at the same time 8th house is the house of magic, 8th house is the house of siddhiya, and it's a very unpredictable house. So I mean to say, anything can manifest, anything can come out of this 8th house. This is the house which has got no limits. So I mean to say, specifically on the days like on 8th and 9th of February, when almost 6 planets will be conjunct in your 8th house, and majority of the planets are going to be in the nakshatra of Shravan. So I mean to say, this month is actually creating very good energy for all the Gemini ascendant natives to get the best results out of any of the spiritual activities. Doing meditation, doing yoga, religious austerities can actually manifest, bring good results in your life. The second way to look at it is that if in your case your occupation, your livelihood is directly connected to the significations of the 8th house, like you are a banker, you are a psychic, you deal in oil, revenue, insurance, wills, legacies, immigration business, travel business. So I mean to say you can also get benefited this month because of the planetary alignments which are going to happen in your 8th house. Now guys, the good part here is that in the second half of the month, specifically from the 21st of Feb, once the planets will start shifting to your 9th house, specifically the planets of joy, happiness, frivolousness. So I mean to say once Mercury and Venus will start shifting to your 9th house, you will actually start getting this feeling that you are getting little bit unburdened because of the pressure which for past few weeks have been put onto you, and at the same time some form of travels, some form of new opportunities can also manifest this month. So this month is actually creating very good energy for a few people. The only thing which you need to give attention to is that your heightened religious and spiritual austerities, because guys, you have to understand that Mars, which was so far was transiting in your 11th house of wish fulfillment, whatsoever you were working on, your aspirations, your ambitions, Mars was actually giving you thrust, giving you energy so far. But once Mars is going to enter your 12th house, so I mean to say if in your case you do not protect yourself, your energies, your vibration, your peace of mind, so I mean to say once Mars is going to enter your 12th house, it is going to conjunct with Rahu. So I mean to say your expenses you need to maintain, you need to control, and at the same time all those hidden dangers, phobias, psychological troubles, if in your case those things qualify, so they can start troubling you or bothering you. So I mean to say this month is actually a very eye-opener for you to give attention to your spiritual activities, spiritual austerities, and at the same time some new opportunities manifesting your way, and at the same time unburdening and feeling relaxed of the pressure of the planets. So this month is actually creating good energy for all the Gemini ascendant natives. Moving ahead guys, if you have to understand for all the Cancer ascendant natives, so guys, as you know that this month the whole planetary concentration is going to happen in your 7th house. So I mean to say guys, when we talk about the 7th house is a prime house of fame. It is also a good house of how you deal with people, acquiring of authority, status, power. So for all of that perspective, 7th house generally gets heightened attention. So I mean to say you have to remain very watchful of your behavior towards the world. Like I mean to say when we talk about the 7th house, it's not only your wife, it's not only your business partner, like randomly, strangely you are walking in the street and the people you run into, so that whole world resides in the 7th house. So I mean to say if in your case specifically, because your ascendant is being ruled by the planet moon itself, so your whole personality, your whole existence is made up of emotions, feelings, and driven and predominant by subconsciousness. So I mean to say if you will do religious austerities and specifically doing meditation in your case can actually give you good insights towards your dealing with the world. Some form of new opportunity can also manifest. Let's say for example, if in your case your dashas are also running promising, so even from your business perspective, your public image, fame related concerns, strengthened and improved relationship with your spouse. So from all of that perspective, this month is actually creating very good energy for all of you people. And guys, as you know that in your case, I will even see, and I'm seeing the transit of Mars also creating good energy for all of you people, because so far you guys were like actually enjoying good planetary transit results, because Rahu being placed in the 11th house, which is also one of the highest of the Upachya Bhav, is a very good placement. Mars was already transiting in your 10th house, empowering you towards your career related aspirations. So I mean to say once Mars is going to enter your 11th house, it's going to get conjunct with Rahu. So that is actually going to make you bit smart, bit opportunistic, and very much driven towards chasing your goals, chasing your aspirations, your desires. So even from that perspective, this month is actually creating very good energy for all the Cancer ascendant natives. And guys, once Mercury and Venus are going to enter your 8th house, specifically once Venus on 21st of Feb is going to enter your 8th house, you have to give attention to how much energy are you giving towards any form of indulgences, and at the same time, if in your case any of the perversive behavior qualifies towards the opposite sex, that might land you in little bit of the trouble or embarrassing situation. So you have to remain a bit cautious of that. Moving ahead guys, if you want to understand for all the Leo ascendant natives, so guys, in your case, your 6th house is actually getting very empowered this month. So I mean to say, 6th house is the house of how we deal with challenges, obstacles, and we deal with enemies. So I mean to say, this month you will actually feel that, you know, life is actually going to teach you a lot many lessons. You're actually going to feel very empowered in order to deal with any of the responsibilities, added responsibilities, while dealing with any form of challenges. And at the same time, 6th house is also about how much structure and order we have in our life. So I mean to say, this month you will definitely feel that all those pending issues, pending things which were awaiting your attention, you might be able to give your attention to all those causes, all those situations, whether at your home front, whether at your work front. And at the same time, this month is actually going to give you a thrust of energy in a way that Mars, once it is going to enter your 10th house, and it is going to get conjunct with Rahu. So you will definitely feel that the thrust which was lacking at your career, at your work front, is actually going to help you. Now, whether in the form of your efforts, your endeavors, some kind of new ideas, innovative ideas helping you win over the confidence of your bosses, authority figures. So I mean to say, specifically from your your health front, your career, your job related concerns, this month is actually creating very good energy for all the Leo ascendant natives. Moving ahead guys, if you want to understand for the Virgo ascendant natives, so for all the Virgo ascendant natives guys, now what is going to happen is that in this transit, your 5th house is actually getting very much empowered this whole month. So I mean to say guys, when we talk about the 5th house, now 5th house is a house which is very important for all the students. It is also a very important house for all those people who are in one way or another way connected with the fields of arts, performing arts, film, media, mass media, entertainment, business, stock market, speculation. So I mean to say, this month is actually can be seen as very fortunate for all the Virgo ascendant natives. So for the students, this month can actually give you good opportunities, good advisors, good mentors. For the people connected with the film and entertainment business, they can also feel and get all form of opportunities, and at the same time, all those people who deal with stock market, they can also get benefited because of the planetary alignments which are getting formed in your 5th house. Now guys, if you have to understand the contribution of Mars this month, so guys, once Mars is going to enter your 9th house, that can be seen as a very good sign, because the transit of Mars in the 8th house is always a vulnerable sign of remaining prone or vulnerable to any form of injuries, any form of impulsive reckless action or decision. So I mean to say, once Mars is going to enter your 9th house, it is actually going to protect you and strengthen your fortune and the luck prospects. So because of that, this month and the transit of the planets is actually creating very good energy for all of you people. Now the only thing is that guys, once Venus and Mercury is going to enter your 6th house. Now when we talk about the 6th house, so I mean to say, in the second half of the month, you might feel that all those activities which you were undertaking, which you were a part of, now this could be pleasurable activities, spending time with your friends, with your family. So once the second half of the February is going to come, specifically the time after 20th of February, that is actually going to make you more dutiful and more driven towards your responsibilities. But yes, the first half of this month of February, specifically the time till 20th of February, can be seen as a very good time in order to remain open and invite all form of opportunities and relaxing with all form of recreational activities. Moving ahead, guys, if you have to understand for all the Libra ascendant natives. So guys, for all the Libra ascendant natives, as you can fairly see over here, that your fourth house is right now very much empowered. So I mean to say, guys, when we talk about the fourth house, see, fourth house is the house of our inner core, our domestic happiness, domestic life. So I mean to say, this month, and specifically for the Libra ascendant natives, if in your case any form of religious austerities, spiritual austerities qualify, so you know, your inner psyche can guide you. Now the guidance could come in the dreams. This could come in the form of some good mentor, good advisor from your mother. So I mean to say, the time when majority of the planets are concentrated in the Shravan Nakshatra in your fourth house. So I mean to say, whatsoever things are troubling you for long, where you are waiting for guidance, answers, or contentment, satisfaction, so those things can manifest, those problems could get solved, and right guidance could come your way. So because of that, this month is actually creating very good energy for you. When we talk about the Libra ascendant natives, in any case, these people are born with a charm in their personality, a charismatic personality, good interpersonal relationship management. So I mean to say, this month is actually creating very good energy for all of you people to enjoy the comforts and conveniences. And at the same time, guys, as you know that Mars was so far transiting in your 7th house, but once it is going to enter your 8th house and get conjunct with Rahu. So the one thing which I want to advise over here is that, you know, when we talk about driving, any form of reckless decision, specifically after 21st of February, you have to give attention to that. But apart from that, this month is actually creating very good energy in the form of getting domestic happiness and all form of guidance and all form of advices which could lead you towards your contentment, towards your satisfaction. And let's say, for example, in all those people's case where the concerns of buying a new vehicle or talking about a raise or indulging in any form of relaxing activities, going for spa, planning a travel, or any form of relaxing or rejuvenating activities can actually materialize this month. So I mean to say, this month is creating an energy for you where you have to give attention to your religious and spiritual austerities, that how can you attune yourself to the supreme, and the guidance will come right inside of you. So summarizing it, friends, this month is actually creating very good energies for all of you people to be a part of all those activities which are going to give you emotional relief, emotional nourishment, spending time, quality time with your family members, and at the same time be on that luxurious ride, acquisition of all those even tangible things which could give you comforts. So even from that perspective, this month of February is actually creating very good energy for all the Libra ascendant natives. Moving ahead, guys, if you want to understand for all the Scorpio ascendant natives, so in your case, your third house is actually getting very empowered. So I mean to say, with the concentration of the majority of the planets in your third house, it is actually going to give you strength in order to work in all of your aspirations. Because when we talk about the third house is the house of your neighborhood. It is the house of your courage, your valor, your strength. So I mean to say, you will definitely find yourself feeling very much empowered. And at the same time, guys, when we talk about those important days like 8th and 9th of February, when almost 6 planets are going to get conjunct in your third house, that too majority of the planets are going to be in the Shravan Nakshatra. So I mean to say, remain very much accessible and open towards all kind of activities, all form of epiphanies, all kind of people you're coming in contact with in your neighborhood, in your vicinity, in your own acquaintances, in your circle. So I mean to say, some friend of yours, some neighbor of yours might connect you with some good opportunity, might give you some very good advice. So I mean to say, from that perspective, you have to remain very open. And at the same time, I've already said this thing that When we talk about the third house tells about all of your self-initiated efforts, which holds the power and capability to make a difference in your life. So I mean to say, if you want to talk to your bosses or people of authority for any of the race, if you want to start your own some business venture, if you want to, like, if any of the idea you have been working on for long, so this month can actually give you good opportunity to sow the seeds of that, which could manifest some good returns in your life. So from that perspective, this month of February is actually creating very good energy for all the Scorpio ascendant natives. Now guys, you have to understand that in transit, Mars was transiting in your 6th house. Now the transit of Mars in your 6th house can be seen as a very blessed sign in order to how to tame your enemies, how to head on take any of the responsibilities, pressure of the responsibilities. But once Mars is going to enter your 7th house, it is going to get conjunct with Rahu. So the only thing which I want to advise you over here is that try not to get into any form of ego related concerns with your life partner, because once Mars is going to get conjunct with Rahu in your 7th house, specifically from the second half of this month, those kind of situations might erupt where you might get into some kind of heated argument, or those circumstances, those temptations might erupt. So you have to give attention that you should not lose out yourself, because the planetary vibrations and energies might create those kind of circumstances or situations. And guys, once from the 21st of Feb, once Venus and Mercury, they will start shifting to your 4th house. So I mean to say, whatsoever efforts you have put forth, you will actually start feeling and getting those satisfaction because of your endeavors, because of your efforts, reaping good results. So because of that as well, this month is actually creating very good energy for all the Scorpio ascendant natives. The only thing which you have to be cautious of is that try to remain bit calm while dealing with your life partner, and just try not to get that feeling of that you are being manipulated in relationship, because whenever Rahu and Mars get conjunct in transit, those circumstances, those thought process might erupt in our consciousness that we might have been taken for a ride, we are being manipulated. So just try not to succumb to all those kind of wild, repulsive thoughts. Moving ahead guys, if you have to understand the monthly predictions for all the Sagittarius ascendant natives. So guys, in your case, your 2nd house is actually getting very much empowered this month. So one thing which I want to advise over here is that during the first half of this month of February, paying attention to your elderly members of your family can actually give you good insights in your life. Specifically from your financial front, the situation seems to be improving. So like, let's say for example, some new financial reward, new financial opportunity might come your way, because 2nd house is the prime house of our finances. The only thing is that, see, because of the majority of the planetary concentration happening in the nakshatra of Shravan, so I mean to say this month can actually be seen as very good for you people to give attention the way you have been managing your finances. So this month is actually going to put you in a circumstances, in those situations where you will be advised by other people in order to how to very efficiently manage your finances. So those advices, those word of advices can actually help you in order to efficiently not only manage your finances, rather reinforce them. So from that perspective, this month is actually creating very good energy for you. When we talk about an empowered 2nd house, so I mean to say some gatherings at home front, some relatives coming to your place, some form of some ceremony, some event happening at your within your family. So all those positive auspicious event can happen during this month. From that perspective, this month is also creating very good energy. And guys, as you know that Mars is actually going to enter your 6th house. So I mean to say, when we talk about the transit of whether Rahu in the 6th house or whether in the form of Mars being in your 6th house, so that can be seen as a very good sign that actually Mars is going to, and they both are going to give strength to each other in order to giving heightened attention to your health, to your fitness, how to deal with any of the competitive challenging situation, how to deal with people, those who report to you. If let's say for example you have been facing all those circumstances at work front where your juniors, your subordinates might be grouping against you, so you will be able to handle your team, handle any form of competition in a right efficient way. So from that perspective, this month is actually creating very good energies for all the like Sagittarius ascendant natives. And once Venus is going to enter your third house, so I mean to say some short journeys, some short travels in the second half of the month of February are also on the cards. So because of that and from those perspective, this month is actually creating very good energy for the Sagittarius ascendant natives. Moving ahead guys, if you want to understand for all the Capricorn ascendant natives, so guys, as you know that your ascendant, your first house in itself is getting very empowered. So I mean to say, when we talk about the planets getting concentrated in the first house, so I mean to say a lot of responsibilities, onus of responsibilities might come to you. So important is, once the responsibilities come, power come, authority come, delegation comes, how you handle that. So I mean to say this month is actually creating very good energy for you in order to, if you want to kickstart any of your projects, concerns of fame, popularity, some new opportunities coming your way. So this month is actually creating very good energies for all of you people. And let's say for example, if in your case any form of religious or spiritual austerities qualify, so you will definitely feel that during the time from 8th to 11th and 12th of the February, you will definitely feel that opportunities and people of influence might by themselves come to you. Your personality might have that charm which is going to conjure all form of opportunities. So even from that perspective, this month is creating very good energies for all of you people. Because guys, when we talk about our actions in the society, so first house is your health, your personality, your whole existence, and fifth house is your intellect, your mind. So I mean to say even your fifth house is getting empowered because of the contribution of Mars and Rahu. Because once on 22nd of Feb, once your Mars is going to enter your fifth house, so I mean to say all of your ideas, all of your aspirations can get a quick thrust. And all those people who deal in stock market, who are in entertainment, mass media business, so they can also get benefited in the form of new opportunities coming their way. So all of that can be seen, and this month is actually creating very good promising energies for all the Capricorn ascendant natives. Moving ahead guys, if you want to understand for all the Aquarius ascendant natives, so guys, in your case, as you are fairly seeing that your 12th house is actually getting very empowered. So I mean to say, when we talk about the 12th house, so it is a house which is a blessing in disguise for all the spiritual seekers. Let's say for example, if in your case you are a psychic, you are an astrologer doing yoga, meditation, so I mean to say religious austerities can actually guide you in the form of, now this could be prophetic dreams, now this could be sudden epiphanies, sudden realization, how to manage your finances. You will be able to make a fair decision where your energy needs to be exerted, which all are the areas which unnecessarily draining your energies. So you'll be able to make a fair judgment, fair decision in all those areas. So because of that, this month is actually creating very good energies for all the Aquarius ascendant natives. Now let's say for example, if you deal in any of the form of art, creativity, working in the genre of fantasy, creativity, imagination, import export, working in foreign land, awaiting immigration, concerns of immigration, so all of these people can also get benefited because of the planetary concentration which is happening in your 12th house. And along with that guys, now as you know that in your case, your 4th house, where right now Rahu is transiting, and in the second half of this month, once Mars is going to enter your 4th house, so you have to remain a bit cautious that this is not a very good time to get into any form of arguments at your domestic front, at your home front. That is the only one word of advice which I want to give it to you. But let's say for example, if you deal in real estate, you deal with technology, your livelihood, your source of income is connected in those fields, so in those areas in all those people who are engaged in these fields, they can actually get benefited. But at the same time, try to remain respectful towards your mother, and at the same time, this month can give little bit of the anxiety, little bit of the restlessness, because 4th house is the house of our inner contentment, our peace of mind, I mean to say our emotional contentment. And at the same time, 12th house, which is the house of unknown, so the house of unknown, phobias, fears is getting empowered, and the 4th house of emotional contentment, it is getting triggered, churned up, agitated because of the presence of Rahu and Mars. So one thing which I want to advise you over here is that doing yoga, doing meditation, being in the company of positive, optimistic people, monitoring your diets, so all these healthy, rejuvenating choices can actually protect you and connect you with good opportunities in this month of February. And guys, as you know, in the second half of the month, once Venus and Mercury will start drifting and coming to your first house. So I mean to say, specifically the transit of Venus in your first house can be seen as a very good sign that whatsoever turmoil you might have gone through so far because of the planetary concentration happening in your 12th house. So once Venus is going to come to your first house, you will definitely feel bit relaxed, some opportunities coming your way, feminine influence helping you. So because all of that perspective, this month is actually creating very good energies for all the Aquarius ascendant natives. And last, friends, for all the Pisces ascendant natives, now as you can fairly see over here is that the planetary concentration is going to be happening in your 11th house. Now 11th house, which is the house of your supplementary income, all form of opportunities, it is the house of your socialization and the wish fulfillment. So I mean to say, this month is actually creating very good energies that you might be able to get connected with some form of opportunity because of your socialization, because of your good interpersonal management skills. And at the same time, you know, time from 8th of February till 12th of February, where all the planets are going to be concentrated in the Shravan Nakshatra. So I mean to say, pay attention to the advices which you are going to get from your friends or all those people who matter in your life. I mean to say, you know, this could be seen as a very awakening time where you will get the right set of guidance, advice to work in your aspiration towards your goals. You can also look at it from that ways. And the second thing, guys, is that, you know, as you know that Mars is right now transiting in your second house, in the house of the finances. Once Mars is going to enter on the 22nd of February in the third house and get conjunct with Rahu, so that can actually trigger some good energies in the form of your own efforts, your own innovative thinking can actually create a difference, and some form of, you know, awards, recognition, titles, new role, new opportunities. So this month is actually creating very good energy for all the Pisces ascendant natives. So this is something, guys, which I wanted to share as a part of my inputs for the probable indicative results for all the 12 ascendants for the month of February. For further more updates and notifications on the science of astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Thank you.